Yeah, it's Ramsey Dewey over here in Shanghai, China. Welcome to this edition of Q&A with the Coach. Let me stick that thing on the floor. We have a question from a guy called username CQ34 stardate 7.413, and then every letter of the alphabet and every number, or something like that. Guys, how do you remember these screen names? It boggles my mind. But the dude asked this question: if they made Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai Olympic sports, then what percentage of Brazilians would be winning in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in the Olympics, and how many Thais compared to other nationalities would be winning in Muay Thai in the Olympics if they became Olympic sports? And I got news for you. You don't want your favorite combat sport in the Olympics. You don't want that. I made a video about this. It's called something like Keep Muay Thai Out of the Olympics. And I go on a 30-minute tirade about agriculture, but it all ties back. It all relates back. It's a good video. Unless you're a vegan, in which case you're going to hate what I have to say about agriculture. But that's beside the point. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai will probably never become Olympic sports. And you should be happy about that, because here's what's going to happen. When they have two sports that are too similar, the Olympic Committee wants to make changes, big changes. In the Olympics right now, there are 3 grappling sports: freestyle wrestling, Greco-Roman wrestling, and judo. Wrestling was in the Olympics, and when judo was added, the Olympic Committee was like, well, now hold on a minute. This is really similar to wrestling. They can do all the takedowns, all the throws. They can fight for a pin on the floor. They're just wearing fancy pajamas. What's going on here? Let's make some changes. And so they took out attacks to the legs, no more double leg takedowns, no more single leg takedowns, no more ankle picks, none of that fun stuff. And they changed the whole dynamic of fighting on the ground, cut out a lot of the newaza, and largely neutered judo to try to make it more audience friendly. Why? Because casual people who don't actually practice these sports watch the Olympics, as well as, you know, the handful of people who do practice these sports. How many of you do curling? Not this type of curling. I mean, like the curling they do in the Winter Olympics, where they sweep the ice and then the guy pushes the little thing and they try to get it to the mark or whatever. I don't even know the rules. I've just watched it a couple of times, confused. What is happening? I don't understand how this is an Olympic sport. So judo, because it's similar to wrestling, and there's already 2 wrestling sports, they made major changes and turned it into something else. They turned Kano Jiu-Jitsu into something different. So for all you folks who trained in judo and got your black belts before, say, 1984, or trained with some old school dude who did, you know what I'm talking about. It was a different thing back then. I mean, it's still cool. It's fun to see those high amplitude throws that get those scores, but at the same time, it's become a sport of let's see who can throw who higher, as opposed to who's the better grappler in the end. What would happen to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? It's got a lot in common with judo. You might say, well, it focuses on the ground game, and they don't focus as much on the ground game in judo, and so there's enough of a difference. That's what you think. That's not what the casual person thinks. A casual person thinks, they got these guys in karate pajamas, they've got those guys in karate pajamas, we're watching karate. Why aren't they doing karate? Why are they just hugging? I don't get it. Next, when is curling on? In the winter? Oh man, I gotta wait a whole season for that? Boo! The Olympics sucks. That's what the casuals are gonna think. And so they're gonna take away everything you love. Think about Muay Thai for a minute. What is Muay Thai similar to that's already in the Olympics? There are 2 striking sports. There's boxing and there's Taekwondo. There's a sport where we punch and there's a sport where we kick. And to the casual, they're going to wonder, well, why do we need another sport where we punch and we kick? You might think, well, you can do elbows and you can do knees in Muay Thai. Not when they become an Olympic sport. The first thing that's going to go is the elbow. Why? Because I can open up cuts. Oh, but they can wear headgear. Really? Nah. They're going to take away the elbows. They're going to take away the knees. And they're going to think, well, you still have head kicks at least. Ha! Not anymore, you don't. Not anymore, you don't. They're going to take those away too. And because you got punches and boxing gloves and there's already boxing in the Olympics, they're going to take that away too. What's left? The Y crew, Ram Y, you know, the Muay Thai dance that the fighters do before they go in there while the music plays. Muay Thai in the Olympics would become competitive Y crew. It would become a competitive Ram Y crew. It would be a dance fight, but without any fighting. It would just be, who can do the Ram Y better? If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch a traditional Muay Thai fight. The fighters will walk in the ring, they will bow 3 times, they'll trace the rope with their hand, walk around the ring, they'll come to the center, and they'll start doing a traditional dance, which will vary depending on which Muay Thai camp they train in. And that's what will be left. Except some people will start complaining, that's cultural appropriation because that's a sacred Thai tradition based in religious beliefs and cultural influences. And that dude from France over there, he's not Thai. Boo, cultural appropriation. And then you won't even get that. You won't even get your dance fighting. What's going to happen to Jiu-Jitsu? They'll take out the takedowns because you've already got 3 sports where you can do takedowns. We don't need more of that. They'll take away the gi because that would confuse people. They think, these karate guys, it's not karate, it's jiu-jitsu. Whatever, you're wearing a karate gi. No, it's different. This one's thicker and it's easier to grab the lapel. Whatever, karate guy who can't actually do karate. It's confusing to casuals. And because it's so similar to judo and wrestling, but we do submissions in this one. In wrestling, they just try to pin the other guy. The casuals don't know that. They just think, well, in wrestling, it's more exciting because these guys are putting up more of a fight to be the guy on top. Whereas in jiu-jitsu, they're just kind of cuddling each other. And the dude on the bottom seems content to be on the bottom and he's just hugging. Stand him up, ref. Boo. Boo. When does curling come on? That's what's going to happen. But you asked me a question that I haven't answered yet. If and when these sports become Olympic sports, will the Brazilians and the Thais, the national progenitors of these sports, have a distinct advantage? Well, the Thai people and the Brazilian people I know who participate in Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu respectively, they like to compete and they respect the integrity of their sports. So I don't think these folks would have any interest in the bastardized version of their sport that you would see in the Olympics. So who would be the best at competitive dance fighting, and who would be the best at, what would be left of jiu-jitsu after you take out everything that's similar to wrestling and judo? They'd come out and bow and fist bump and do the shaka and then have a panel of 3 judges. 10 points. No, that's just a 9.5. Give them an 8. Gold medalist. Yeah! It would be the stupidest thing. You don't want your combat sport in the Olympics. Seriously. Thanks for watching. Now get out there and train.